Hello, and welcome to this episode of Tubechat, a series where I interview people on the tube for no reason. Why do you think the tube is the only place in England that doesn't have any wealth inequality?
Wow, it's because anyone can use it. Povos, rich people.
The interesting thing about the tube, if we're looking at it spatially, like it's the only shape that's socialist in nature, because all things considered, it's cylindrical. So all sides are equal, and there's no VIP section on the tube unless we're on the Elizabeth line, which we are, because it has air conditioning.
It's all VIP on Elizabeth line because it's air conditioned. Seats are clean.
Yeah.
You're not stood in someone's armpit.
No one's puking.
No one's drunk. No one's fighting.
Yeah, it's actually a bit boring.
It is, yeah. I prefer the Victoria line or the Northern line because the lights go off.
Yeah, and speaking of Northern, so you're from Blackburn, I'm from just outside Dublin, so I feel like we probably have like similar traumas because we're the same like lines of latitude. If you were to like look it up on a map, I could roll out of bed and I end up in Manchester.
Oh yeah, we're on the same. I never
Yeah.
realised that.
Well-
Outside of London, we're all just poor. I think anyone outside of the M25 is just poor to Londoners. We probably have more money than Londoners, but they think we're just poor.
Yeah, why do you think London has such a superiority complex?
I don't know, but it's really weird. I've always felt that for years. I lived here. Some people in London, their lifestyles, we have better lifestyles up north. Like you can buy a mansion with the prices there. You could buy a castle in Scotland with the amount of money you could buy a box room in London.
Is it just because nobody knows because the north doesn't have internet?
Yeah, we don't have running water, electricity.
But like if you're gonna like starve to death or like turn dehydrated like a prune, it's good to do it in a castle
Yeah, I'd rather be starving and poor
than
in a-
thriving in a box room.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd rather be poor and miserable. Well, poor and miserable in a castle
Yeah.
than poor and miserable in a box room.
I think we're basically the same person. But what if we turned poor people into food and called them pulled poor?
Pulled poor.
Is
Yeah,
that something that we can maybe discuss like down the line going forward potentially?
we've got a new prime minister, so maybe ask him.
Yeah, well, I can, but like he's not here right now. But Keir Starmer sounds like the name of like an Egyptian prince.
Keir Starmer. Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Keir Starmer. I never knew. I thought there was one joint word. Keir Starmer.
She's giving Egyptian cat.
Yeah. Or the name of like industrial solvent.
Huh?
Keir Starmer on it.
Put some Keir Starmer on your wound. It will be painful at first, but when you have a Tory government for 14 years, it's gonna sting anyway. So you teach still? Do you still teach in school?
Not teaching at the moment, which is the best time for teachers, summer holidays.
Yeah. So you get paid through the summer.
We get paid and we don't have to do anything, which is lovely.
So
It's
is it
lockdown.
like the dole?
Yeah, pretty much.
I could never be a teacher. You must be really patient. If some kid got cheeky with me, I'd literally just like slag his family.
Oh, I do that now.
Oh, that's good.
I do that as a teacher. You do it in a subtle way, though. I think there's a subtlety to like, if the like, don't get me wrong, all children love them. I think they're brilliant. I think they're future. Some of them
It's
need.
not a Whitney Houston song.
Your children are our future. Some of them are awful,
Yeah.
and sometimes they just need to be slightly pulled down off this pedestal and brought back down to reality. So, and I think I'm good to do that.
I think there needs to be somebody who is like the democratic leveler of like, snotty nosed, dumbass brat kids. Like, so at a parent teacher meeting, do you ever just, rather than hitting the kid, do you ever feel like just hitting the parent?
Absolutely, all the time. I want to hit them, yeah. Parents are the worst. I don't think it's kids that are a problem. It's the parents. The hardest part about being a teacher is dealing with parents because they're worse than the kids.
Yeah.
And you'd expect it from a child, so you have patience with a kid because you're like, oh, they're going to learn. However, a parent, you're a full-grown adult. What's your excuse?
Yeah.
So
like when I was the class clown in school. Like I always wanted to be the center of attention, but then when I got it, I got really uncomfortable and didn't know what to do with it. So it's kind of like foretelling. Is that the word? It's kind of funny that now I'm making videos on the tube. Sometimes I'm like, why do I even do this? But I'm grateful that you're here though.
this has been the best thing that's ever happened. I'm
Yeah.
going now. Bye.
Yeah, I'm going inside the gap in the tube.
Yeah.
Mind the gap between the
Well-
person you are and the person you want to become.
That was very profound. I think you should get TFL to write that on the board. The woman should announce that.
They should put it as one of the like poems that those like Brexit
Yeah.
poems they have on here.
They should get her to announce it. Welcome to the Elizabeth line. This is a train to Abbey Wood. Mind the gap between the person you are and the person you want to become.
I think I should deserve royalties for that probably if they did that. The woman who talks on the tube might have kids as well. For all we know, maybe you've taught them.
Yeah, and I always thought, what if you ever bumped into her and she spoke and you think that it was the tube going off?
Yeah.
If she was like, the train's running late, and you're like, is it running late? And it's not, she just stood behind you talking to her friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Saying the train's delayed.
Yeah, but I feel like she's either really popular or she has like no friends.
Yeah, I think if...
I hope she has friends,
No,
kind
I
of.
don't think she does. If you live in London and you hear her voice that much,
Yeah.
it's going to give you PTSD, isn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna run.
Yeah. See, I get PTSD from the Victoria line because I went
Yeah.
on that so much that I went on there yesterday and I just thought, no, I'm not doing this.
I think if you touched her hands, they'd be sticky.
Possibly.
Like-
She might not even be alive.
Like the Queen.
No, it's not Elizabeth.
Oh, they say
But
the
they
dead never speak.
Because it would have been... Yeah, they don't, absolutely. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
dead, isn't she? But I think it would have been a bit more like, hello, welcome to the Elizabeth. I wish
Yeah.
they'd done that, though.
They really should have. People that start crying and they say things like, we need to get back to British culture. And then you ask them, what's British culture? They're like, just the way things always were. You're like, oh, what's that?
They still want everything. Oh no, they still want all the food, all the culture, all the everything that they stole. They just don't want the people.
Yeah.
So it's like, thank you so much for geometry and thank you so much for Indian food. However, go back to your country.
Why do you think multinational corporations, I've noticed a lot on social media, companies will try to make themselves look human. And it's like the bigger the company they are, the more relatable they try to be.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. Firstly, I hate traditional celebrities on TikTok and Instagram. Like, you're Nicole Scherzinger. Why are you selling toothpaste on a TikTok, love? I saw Tom Daly sell the other day doing a Rimmel ad. You're Tom Daly, you're an Olympian. Why are you doing an advert on Instagram? What do you need the money for?
Companies will use famous people's names. So like you'll see like a company say Troye Sivan had Gen Z in a chokehold with this
Yeah.
thing, and it's like, leave me alone. I'm literally just trying to buy shaving foam. Like, and we don't need to use, like, what if Troye Sivan doesn't want to be used as a battering ram?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, actually, maybe he does.
What I find really uncomfortable is that are you on Threads?
Yeah, and I deleted it because I hate it.
Right. Have you seen how many companies are on there trying to be relatable, trying to be everyone's? It is cringe. I've said it before, which is really funny that you said that now because I've said it before. I really don't need Heinz trying to act like my friend. I'm eating the beans. I don't need you to pretend you're funny and cool and relatable. I'm going to eat them.
And anybody who will only buy beans because they're funny and relatable is somebody who just needs to be like taken into the back of a car and HBB. Heinz be believable.
Heinz be
Beans.
Heinz beans real. I don't like TikTokers. I don't like celebrities pretending to be TikTokers or making TikTok videos or making Instagram videos. Fair enough. You're trying to sell your book or sell your TV show, whatever. Don't like it. And I don't like brands online trying to be funny and relatable and cool. And look at us.
Only we're allowed to do that. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Tubechat. Join me next week. Well, I'll be interviewing someone else probably. I'm not sure who it's going to be yet, but it'll probably be somebody that I find interesting. Okay, thanks. Bye.